really prefer the discussions. I've set out how we do the analysis of the information to try to focus down on what is needed, but I don't want to be restricting the discussions in the breakout sessions because we want to hear the issues and then we may follow up, have discussions, and then we will do our analysis of which of the how the issues will fit into the profile, and key issues. If in the discussions key issues arise, and if we conclude that those issues are actually sitting outside the circle, we'll give our reasons why that's the case in our report. Some other information that will be reported on for each value is the trends. And the last point is the interaction of that, say, marine activity with other marine activities as it's occurring now and as it's expected to occur in the future. So that question about interactions is we want that considered outside of the ocean management initiative. It's what's happening now and how are things going? How do you expect things to go in the future under the status quo?
I'm sorry, what is a value again?
A value is, if I go back, say for marine activities, each one of those are values. Okay. And for each value, a lot of, I mean, in most cases they have sort of their natural units, how you would express them. So commercial fishing might be expressed in terms of catch sizes, value of catch, and that sort of thing. And so in that case you can present quantitative measures and trends, which then those are oftentimes the more straightforward anyway when you want to then compare in the future what the impact of the plan might be. A clear sorts of impacts. But we'd also use indicators that are qualitative as well. Those are things that those metrics that we want to use for indicators. That's the discussion that we want to get into in the breakout sessions in terms of we have our quite often the definition of the sector. We identify the indicators that we were proposing. And if you don't think those work, we want to know that. And the last point that we'll be covering is the interaction among the values. And again, the breakout sessions, this will be a point that we address, and this is a number of these values, indicator values, are available from formal sources. But certainly the interaction between uses typically isn't. So this is something, a key point of information that we're hoping that your expertise and experience will help us identify those. So in closing, I had a closing here. Well, we're looking forward to a beneficial discussion, and one that we hope is going to lead to a focused, lead to the development of a focused SECOA. And for each of the values of the breakout sessions, we're looking for your help to identify these 3 points: the pertinent socioeconomic and cultural issues, the trends, and to characterize the interactions.
Are there questions about what the SECOA is and how we're going to create it? I've got the gentleman here and over there, there, and there. Okay, so go ahead.
If you want a one-word answer, it is no, in terms of doing the effects assessment. The LRMP planning processes that I've been involved in, typically, as they evolved, it was found to be very beneficial to have a baseline study done at the beginning of the process to give a sense of what's out there. And then you have the planning process, and then you have the plan, and then you can do an effects assessment, as I described. But this work is to provide that baseline benchmark that the impact of the plans could be measured. But what I guess the point that we make here is we want to know. It's important for us to do an effective job. We want to know as much as we can, anticipate what the plan is about, so we're collecting the information that is relevant to doing that work in the future.
So the question was that, will there be an eventual socio-economic study on the impact of the plan on any MPA?
We're so, that's a ways down the road, I would say. Certainly, I think that the idea of having some examination of what are the implications of the choices we make in terms of the content of a plan is a sensible approach. Now, the form that takes and when it happens and what we would be examining is all quite a ways in the future. So, the idea conceptually is good. I don't know what form that will take because I can't tell you the specifics of what will be in a plan. That's part of the discussion that we're looking to have and part of the scoping that we're trying to do now and in the near future.
Thanks for that question. So this goes back to, we're early on in the process. There's a lot of unanswered questions. Your question.
Yeah, I just wanted to feel like, should we take our cues from the 7 pages of the salmon analysis? Is that, really, that one's drafted, but you consider that close to complete in terms of the scope for the support? Because salmon is such a complex and fishery, and people spend a lot of time looking at it and talking about it in this region. And really here we just have catch statistics. And so, even some of the socio-economic information that's out there, changing salmon fisheries, spatial context isn't in here. So is this what you're expecting the analysis of the commercial fisheries to look like? It looks a little restrictive, even in terms of like baseline information drawn from what